That's how they sound when they about to spit. Welcome back to Who Got the Aux podcast. This is episode 35. Before we get into everything, make sure you follow Who Got the Aux Media on YouTube to subscribe. That's where I post all my videos, long form, short form, all that good stuff. Who Got the Aux, one word, for Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Who Got the Aux _ for Twitter. Check me out, different stuff, videos, humor, how-to, podcasts, etc. Do what you want with that. I just got to be responsible. Oh my God, bro. I just pulled such a rookie move, right? So I've been making short videos. So I've been working with my camera, but let me turn this fan off. I haven't recorded a podcast in a minute. And I started off looking at myself instead of at the camera. Rookie move, but it's cool. We're back. So the podcast has been one episode per month. I did that last month. I uploaded it, and the audio, for some reason, was trash. It sounded like robotic. You can barely hear me. I have no idea why that happened. I've recorded hundreds and hundreds of other videos doing the same process. Not sure. So I'm still going to do a video at the end of this month, but I wanted to do a video to make up for that video. So that is where we are now. I'm going to get into that process. Basically, some of the stuff I talked about in the last episode I felt was important, so I'm going to talk about that on this episode. But we're going to kick this off with the Little Mermaid saga, the drama. Dun, dun, dun. See, that is a good button to have because I want to start using this live production. So I got to start pre-thinking that, though. I'm very impulse, though, so it's hard for me to come up with stuff. But anyway, the Little Mermaid saga. So I posted a nice little Instagram reel, TikTok, basically saying that it is very stupid for the people who are up in arms, sideways, that Little Mermaid is black in 2022, right? And like I was telling this one guy, I don't make my videos to argue. I don't make my videos really to debate. I don't make my videos to try to get people angry or try to pick at them. I like to make my videos to have conversation because that is what is lost in this world. Everything is about choosing sides. Soon something comes out of the news. Which side are you on? Support it, against it. Against it, support it. For it, against it. Whatever, right? I don't live in that world. And I feel like no one should live in that world. I feel like as human beings, we are too complex to be very simplistic when it comes to deciding what you support. I was telling this guy, and who he is doesn't matter. It was just a guy that had commented on the video who I actually had a great back and forth with conversation. I was telling him, actually it wasn't him. It was somebody else that was like, I'm not sure. I know you're saying you're not into politics. I'm not sure which way you lean, but based off what you're saying, it seems like you lean left or whatever he tried to say. And I explained to him, I said, I don't lean either way. I said, I'm a human being. I agree with things on one side. I agree with things on the other side. I just kind of listen to what the issues are or what the proposals are or what they're trying to do. And I go, oh, that makes sense or that doesn't. And that's how it should be. I'm not on that team shit. I'm not on that everything straight across the board, this side, everything straight across the board, that side, right? So there's that. This guy I was having a conversation with, we were going back and forth, whatever. And then he came out and he basically said that as a straight white male, this move by Disney and by Hollywood, it's just another, like he was saying, I know it's very small, like a movie, but it's adding to something that's basically anti-whiteness. So he believes that there's an attack on whiteness by making them feel guilty for being white, by being, by putting a black character, I guess by making her black. I didn't understand that, and that's kind of why I came back at him with that. But he just felt like what Hollywood is doing by making characters that are originally one color, because these are fictional characters, by making them black is an attack on whiteness. And he said if it's not about race, because that's what I said, he said, then why change her black? Fair question. it's not well thought out. Fair question. So I go in a nutshell. I won't read it word from word, but I go um, to the anti-whiteness. I was like, well, you got to understand why I think this is very small, being a black man in America. Like, if you feel like these little things is anti-white, how do you think? What do you think is anti-black? Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I deal and I've dealt with real life shit, not changing mermaid black. And then to his question, it's not about race. I go, if it's not about race, then why would you take a mythical character like the mermaid and give her eyes, blue eyes, or eyes and nose and lips? She looks like a white girl, right? Where in the history does mermaids are from white descent or Caucasian? You know what I'm saying? It's a mythical fictional character. Why not just make it purple or orange or blue with no eyes, like these new movies that come out? They just, Monsters Inc. type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Why not do that? And that's what I was saying. Clearly it is about race. To his point about changing the color, I said I look at it more as representation, not race baiting. Like I said, there should be a black Ariel. There should be a Hispanic Ariel. There should be an Asian Ariel. There should be an Indian Ariel. Why not? It's a fictional character. I said all races love Disney. You go to Disneyland, it's a melting pot. You see people from all walks of life. How cool would that be? I was like, your Ariel still exists. You're not taking that away. So when black Ariel comes, now you have two. You have a white Ariel and a black Ariel. And then if an Indian one came in, it's fictional. I told him I understand where he's coming from. Like, I know there are things being done in the media and all that to persuade and to attack. I know that happens, so I'm not ignorant to that. But I asked another question that didn't get answered. I said, okay, hypothetically speaking, let's say Disney decides to make all the original characters black. Snow White, they just go on and on. I said, what would happen? I never got a response from it. So I asked her on a podcast, what would happen? Like, I get attacked on First Amendment rights, trying to take away, gun rights, or women's rights with abortion, or, legalizing marriage for gays. And I get attacks on that. But what does making Disney characters a different race, what is that attacking? I think we kind of know the answer, but I would love for someone to just be honest and say it is what it is. I'm not going to answer it because I don't feel no type of way. But that's just the question I'm asking is like, what do you feel is being taken? Some people were like, well, some of us who like the original, we wanted to see a remake, and I was just like, fair. Again, fair. If you're a fan of the cartoon and now they're making a live action version, you want the character to look as much as the cartoon so you can have that nostalgic feeling. Completely understand that. No argument. And see, that's what throws people off. Like, I'm not online to argue. And all of my videos, I write scripts. So I'm never just putting the camera or a phone up and just running off at the mouth. I write scripts. I do research. I formulate the sentences a certain way. I try to attack certain things. I think about, loophole or holes in what I'm saying. Make sure I make sure what I'm saying is creditable, relevant. What is the word I'm looking for? Not wrong, I guess. And so every video I put out, I'm always waiting for people to come with those takes because I've already thought of it. So I'm not thinking about this is on brand. 9 minutes in, forgot what the hell I was talking about. That's great. As long as I do that, I feel like I'm staying true to what this show is. I always forget. If you haven't watched or listened, I always forget. It's part of the show. But back to what we were saying. Boom, boom, boom. He was saying, like the original. Oh, that's what it was. I can agree. Like, I'm not 2 feet in. Like, no, I'm gonna ride this. That. Like, no, that was a fair point. I get that from people who are fans. I get that. You get a completely different, you know what I'm saying? That's like if Buzz Lightyear came out and he had a part, what was that meme? Cuz Lightyear had a high top fade with the part and he was dark. I can see people being mad about it for people who are fans, but the issue is that in this world, it's hard to separate. I might turn this fan back on. I don't think it's gonna make sure the wind ain't hitting. Woo! I can't wait to fall come, bro. I've been holding it down, making all this content during the summer. but my office is up, well, my studio is upstairs, and I pay my own bills, so it can't just, I don't have solar panels yet, so I can't just be running the air all willy nilly. So I got a little towel here, pop, 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 we good to go. So I get that point, but it's not too many people that are arguing that it's what the guy said, anti-whiteness. They feel like it's anti-white, and I wanted to go so many other directions, but as an effective communicator, I've learned that you got to stay on topic, because that's what you see online all the time. It goes here, and then it becomes there, and then we're not even talking about the movie anymore. So I didn't even go there, but I'm like, bro, this got you up in arms about anti-whiteness? And he brought, as a straight white male. And it's funny because I know what he's saying. I just don't think he articulated it correctly, because there is, I'm not going to say there is, but heterosexual men in general, and I've heard white males feel this way, are feeling the guilt in a sense for their ancestors, in a sense. Like, they have to pay, this is how they feel. They're paying for what the ancestors did. Like, they're not racist. I don't care. I love black folks. Like, that's not me. But because I fit that description, I have to be punished the same. And what I would have told him, if that was the topic, was, welcome to my world. Never been to jail, never sold drugs, never gang bang, nothing violent. But if I show up as a black man with a hoodie, or a black man with some jewelry or whatever, I'm getting grouped in with everything else. But I can see, you can almost see, like, and not him in particular, but it's like they're getting it's almost to the Capitol riots. Like, they felt they were cheated out of the presidency, and look what they did. And we were all laughing, like, we felt we get cheated every day. When I try to get a home loan, a bank loan, when I try to buy a house, when I try to sell a house, you hear all these stories about, you put in, you try to get a quote on something, and then there's one price, and then you take away anything that says this person is black, and then there's another price. Same with a business loan. Like, we deal with that shit, getting a job, getting promoted. We deal with that shit every day. Don't let Jay-Z and Diddy and Obama fool y'all, because that's what the lazy thinking people. Slavery's over, or discrimination. Obama, Jay-Z. Do you know how hard they had to work? Do you know how many obstacles and how many doors and barriers, and even those people you're naming are still dealing with barriers? You're going to point at some of the most talented people of our culture and say, that's why. That's like me saying, if there's a white person homeless or an Asian person that's living check to check, like, I don't know what the issue is. You got Ben Affleck. Look what he's doing. Why aren't you a director? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't point at the people who are just great, who are meant to be this. So, when he was saying, they're facing some adversity in a sense, and even if they don't mean to be racist, there's some people who could be racist, and there's some people who honestly just feel like it isn't the right thing to do. I'm just like, and I asked that question too. I said, so how can they include different cultures without y'all thinking it's an attack on y'all? And what is the answer? Make your own original character, which is fair. Yeah, fair point. But if you have characters in place, again, the little black girl, little Asian girl, little Indian girl, little brown girl, Hispanic girl, loves the mermaid, but when they look at it, mermaid has Caucasian looking skin with red hair, like fucking ginger, right? Wouldn't it be cool? And you see videos online now. Isn't it cool, like, that now brown and black girls can, like, look up and go, wow, mermaid looks like me? Because that's how I'm looking at it. It's a fictional character for a Disney cartoon. It's about the kids. And that's what I said in my video. We adults should not even be talking about this. For the children. Children are impressionable. Yeah, to us, we see all the politics behind it. But for the kids, when a black girl sees representation of a character that's well known, they feel accepted. They feel seen. Vice versa. That's why I like what Marvel does. Like, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the Phase 4. I think we're in Phase 4 movies, but I was like, I think it's sick. They got like Miss Marvel out that focuses on the Indian culture. They've had I think the Captain America, the one that came out on Disney Plus. I think she was lesbian, And then you had the Hawkeye where she was deaf, she signed language, so that they are representing everybody so everyone can identify. When Halloween comes around, when dress up comes around, everybody can go boom, 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 boom. We got a character. So I'm all about representation. It's for kids. It's a movie. Some people say, how would you feel if a white person played Black Panther? And it's just like, it wouldn't make sense, I guess. Like, I wouldn't. The tough part about this argument, and I'm going to get off this because it was, 15 minutes, is that I don't really care, right? I don't watch the news, and I'm not saying that as a flex. I just don't watch the news because pandemic kind of showed me. I knew what the news was before, but the pandemic really, showed what they was about. But I don't care because it's a kids movie, right? But when I see people coming at the fact, that she's Black, then by default, you can't just assume like, oh, they just mean like, nostalgic. Like, we're in America, we know what it is. So yeah, a lot of back and forth, and a lot of people, a lot of people fuck with the video, but there was a lot of people trying to explain and let me know, what was wrong. And I was just, and you can't just say who cares, because then that kind of doesn't make it look like you're putting in thought. But I'm just like, why are the adults mad? And then no one has answered my question, and I answer here before I leave this topic. What is the fear, or what is happening that by turning these characters into different races because they're fake, you basically just took a brown pencil or pen and colored it. They're not real. What is the problem? Right? And then I also said in my video, and I'll say it here, we all know that Hollywood has actually taken real life figures, Indians and I can't remember, an old girl posted a video that they, Egyptians and Moses, and you got Brad Pitts and all that, like Last Samurai, the Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Those aren't great examples, but someone has a whole collage you can find on YouTube where Hollywood does that. They actually take real figures and change it. No one talks about that. And I think that's the real argument. It's like, wait, y'all are quiet when Hollywood is doing it with real people, that like real historical figures that they, they felt like Affleck would, because he can act, would just, put some makeup on or cut his hair. They've done that, but no one says anything. But for Ariel, is it a coincidence that she's Black? Maybe, maybe not. And America's built off racism, built off Black versus white. It's so tough to trust anything these days. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody that participated. One thing I should tell you, if you're hearing my voice, like I say, I write my scripts and I do everything. So once it's out, I don't really feel, geez, I'm sweating. I got the air on. I don't really, there's no fear. There's nothing you can argue down. Like, I'm prepared to talk. I'm prepared to debate. I'm very intentional on what I say and how to keep the topic going. So there's nothing really I'm worried about. So if you want to go, racist, or I heard a lot of people stupid, you're not even making points. It's just like, I don't talk to them because you didn't watch the video, right? At least watch the video. Like, the people who was trying to pick apart what I said, I respect that. You watched it, you formulated your opinion. Maybe it didn't get across, so now I'm going to try to have this dialogue with you, because that's what it's all about. Apparently we can't have that now. You can't have dialogue. You can't have disagreements. Because I told the guy, he started to go, this other guy was like, they're trying to split us up and make us argue over this, and I'm all about, I said, I agree with you there. And he said some more stuff. I said, I agree with all that. I said, you know what? We can disagree on this mermaid thing. I'm with you with everything else you're saying. People don't know how to be that way, because we've been taught to put 2 feet in and bunker down. Like, no, I respect that. And yes, I do believe that they try to do that, divide and conquer and do all this. I believe that 100%. I don't think the mermaid movie is where is that. Me personally. You do? That's cool. If you're listening and you feel the same, that's cool. I just said it's stupid that it's a fictional character from Disney. Like, if you're going to stand on the hill, bro, like when Denzel plays Abraham Lincoln, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's have that talk. Let's not talk about, come on, man. Anyway, 20 minutes in. Cool. So that was that. A recap on August. I'm gonna say my September recap for when I do my September podcast. So August was great. Uh, Numbers are great. I journal every month, so subscribers going up, followers going up, likes on TikTok going up. My hashtag hit 100K. That was one of my annual goals. I hit that September, so I pushed the goal to like 150. See if we can get to 150 for the end of the year. And quick tip, the reason why I did that, I created my own hashtag and I put it on every video. No one else used it. It didn't exist. There was no videos connected to it. Here's a tip for you content creators. You want to do that because that can show hardcore proof of the views you've accumulated. So me hitting 100K views been on TikTok from February to September, that's what, 6-7 months. That's something, if you're at the negotiating table or if you're trying to get into some business, like, hey, I generated 100K views, follows went up, likes, etc. So that I was excited, hit a goal. YouTube is at 60 subscribers. Big for me. Somebody that's tried YouTube. I'm sure all of us have tried YouTube, and you just see how hard it is. 60 subscribers. I'm happy about that. Shouts out to everybody that follows me, subscribe to me, that likes, comment. If you don't like what I'm saying, I like all the interaction, man, because at the end of the day, I'm not caught up in any of this shit. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to defend what I said. Other than that, you can have it. You know, if you close your phone and be like, hi, I told him, cool. Whatever helps you sleep. What did I discuss? Okay, so one of the things I did discuss was this podcast, right? Because I didn't want a lot of people thinking that it fell off. I didn't want a lot of people thinking that I didn't have time. I didn't want a lot of people thinking that I wasn't consistent, because that's a big thing when you're coming up new. A lot of people are just waiting to either one, you mess up, or until you blow up. A lot of people that you know, the people closest to you, the people that you get to follow you are clearly, you know, liking what you do. I don't want to use the word fans, but they're either waiting on you to mess up or blow up. So I don't want y'all to get the wrong idea. Me doing a podcast once a month was purposeful, was intentional, was a game plan, because the audience, I'm trying to grow an audience, right? So one of the things us content creators need to do is check ourselves at the door. And what does that mean? Okay, when I first started, I was doing 2 podcasts a week and I was getting them done. But then that, for the type of product I like to put out, that takes up a lot of time. You record on a Monday, you're trying to edit that, upload it to YouTube, chop up topics, promote it, link, and before you look up, you're recording for the next one. And now you trying to edit that, and now you're stepping on this one. I'm not big enough to where I can't step on my own shit. Like, eventually you get to that point where people are just going to want your content, so you're big. I'm not there yet, checking myself at the door, right? The second way I check myself at the door is I was doing what all of us new podcasters start off doing. We start off emulating who we see successful. Who is that off the top of your head? Joe Budden, Joe Rogan. For me, those are the top, right? What do they do? Well, Joe Rogan talks to a lot of people, so he's different. But Joe Budden, and a lot of people like Joe Budden, is you talk about pop culture. If something happens, a shooting, a killing, Roe versus Wade, whatever is happening, you talk about it, right? And I check myself at the door with, I'm in here recording these shows, probably making great points, probably having, just like on this aerial thing, and no one's watching. 1, I don't have an audience. 2, I'm not big enough. And 3, they probably already got it from the people that are bigger, because we're all talking about it. We're talking about the same thing, just there are people way more successful that has way more inside information. You know what I'm saying? They could bring on Fauci if they want. They could bring on the girl who plays Ariel. They could bring on a VP of Disney. You know what I'm saying? Like, with way more insight, way more interesting than my show, where I'm just talking about third-party accounts, or I'm the third-party account, right? So that brings me to my point of the podcast is, I would advise a lot of people who are doing podcasts, you're not going to win basically searching the shade room, searching Google, finding the topics, looking at other people's articles who are on the ground level, who actually sat and wrote it and published it, who actually got context, who actually did investigation, and then you just go, on June, it says that such and such was that it is that, and then and then you go, you know what I think? I think that it's like that is such an archaic, lazy way of doing a podcast and boring. Like if you're gonna do the same thing as Joe Rogan, I'll just go listen to Joe Rogan. He's gonna have the person. He's gonna have the article. The dude that wrote the article. He's gonna have him on the show to explain in context why you're just taking something out of context or not even interpreting what the person meant. Right. So with all these thoughts, checking myself at the door, I decided, let me start to build something and then do a podcast on that, right? So all those points and all those topics that I was making like an hour podcast, 45-minute to an hour podcast, which if you're new and upcoming, if you ain't not even new, if you ain't on the big levels, 10,000, 20,000, where you just going, you should not have no podcast over an hour max. I don't even give that much time to people who are killing it. I don't have that much time. So to think that somebody is going to give you that much time, a few will, but not as much as the return that you want with the work that you're putting in. So keep that in mind. I try to keep mine 45 minutes to an hour. All those topics I was making that podcast, I said, why don't I just start making short form videos, cutting out all the bull crap, giving straight meat, 60 seconds, and giving it that way, and then building my channels that way. And it's been working. It's been working real good. Real good. It's ridiculous. I don't need to pat myself on the back. You go check channels out. And as I build it, and as I get an audience, as I get a consistent viewership, then I might start doing a podcast once a week. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of wasting those shows with all that good stuff and nobody's really hearing it, right? So what I'm doing now is, you see how I came on here and was talking about what I posted right now. So this podcast now is what I'm doing. Obviously, if something huge happens, like, I mean, the Ariel thing or something else, I'll talk about it. But I'm going to tell you about decisions that I made. I'm going to tell you about moves that I decided to make and why I did it and what my numbers are and what I plan to do and what happened month to month from what I'm doing back and forth, right? That's original. You're not going to get that from Joe Rogan. You're not going to get that from Joe Budden. You're not going to get that from DJ Academics. You're not going to get that from anybody else but me, because it's my story. It's my work. It's what I'm doing. So if I can give you advice on, like I've already said a couple of things on what's working for me, and it's actively working, it's not like I'm at the top and I'm like, it's easy. All you got to do is and you know, people be like, well, easy for you to say. You already got, I'm showing you. I got 350 something followers on Instagram. That's a big deal for me. That's a huge jump in a month, almost 100 followers. I got 2 something on TikTok. That's huge, but it's relatable, right? If you start off, that's relatable numbers. Now, if I tell you a game plan that I'm implementing and you follow it, and then you see me go from 200 to 300 to 400 to 5 to 6 to 7, maybe that's a podcast you want to tune into, right? Maybe now you want to listen, like, oh, okay, well, he's telling me what he's doing, and then his numbers are growing. So that's what this show is going to be. It's a tool for you, because at the end of the day, you have to offer something to people for them to come back, for them to find you valuable. You can't just read articles and Shade Room and TMZ. They already did it. They already posted. I'll just go to TMZ and get the full story. You're going to butcher it. I'll go to Shade Room and get the full story. You're gonna give us the short form, or you're just gonna say what you want to say to make your point. You're not gonna give me the full context. I just go to them. I don't need you to regurgitate what I saw. We all saw it on Instagram. We all scroll. We saw it already. I read it and I saw it. Now you think I'm gonna go to your show and listen to you talk about it again? Like, I mean, I guess that's just my opinion. So that's why the podcast is once a month. I didn't fall off. I can't. It's not that I can't keep up. It's not whatever. This is what I'm doing. If you've watched my videos before, if you're watching the old YouTube videos, you'll see I kind of move things around. And that's kind of what it is. Oh, you know what? I turn my lights on. Ta-da. So yeah, kind of move some things. I kind of move some things around. And that just all comes from showing up. And I know that's a very cliche statement. You know, you got to show up. You got to do the work. But if you want to know what that really means, I can tell you what that really means. See, when you show up, when you're when you have a space or you have something you're doing and you're consistently doing it, one, you're gonna perfect it, but two, you're gonna find better ways to do it, and you're gonna come up with better ideas. Like, well, what if I did it this way? Or what if I said it like everything you see in here, every light, every angle, the podcast, how I'm doing it, it's all from just sitting in here going with something. If I find something, I might ride with that for like a couple of weeks or a month. And if it starts to get boring, I'm like, okay, how can I make this better? Okay, what if you, but that is part of showing up. I don't get to this point. I don't become better. I don't become whatever you want to define as successful. You don't do that watching football instead of making content. I purposely did not buy Red Zone this year because I don't, if you don't know what NFL Red Zone is, it's a like 8-hour commercial free where they just jump game to game to, it's very good if you play fantasy too. They just jump game to game to game to game. Very hard to leave the couch with no commercial breaks. Very hard to be productive with no commercial breaks. So I've made a conscious decision to not buy Red Zone. And I am a fantasy football fan. But that is the sacrifice I'm willing to make to really dive in and finish this year strong like I wanted to. That is something that's a decision you're going to have to make, right? I already don't go out as much because of that. And I try to get it in every day because I gotten to the point where I can feel something coming. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. Don't get it twisted. There are still days where it's like, bro, like, what am I doing? I think I just hit the 200 video mark on TikTok. 200 videos and I don't got 1 million. I don't got 1,000 followers. I don't got 1 million likes. But it's progress. And that's almost better. Instead of getting that, I'm kind of glad that I didn't just shoot out. Like, because every step of the way, every time I make a change, I get more. And I make another change. I get more. And then I just slowly start to figure out how to just drop something and go boom. Right? If you're on my Instagram, check out my Instagram reel, that little mermaid video. Biggest to date. I think I'm at 8,200 views, almost over 100 likes. It's one of my biggest videos. I'm hyped today. Could be why I'm a little amped right now. I'm hyped. And I knew that when I wrote that script, the way I wrote it, the way I presented it, the way I titled it, I knew. And the only reason why I knew is because of all the work and all the videos that I've been doing and the time putting in. So show up, man. Whatever you're doing. If you're making content, if I always use the gym, if you're trying to work out, if you're trying to do, women, lashes, makeup, hair, just put in the work. Don't be fazed by, I sit here and edit some videos and I'm like, ooh, write some scripts, write some of the hardest shit I ever wrote. Sometimes them bitches flop hard, but I'll look at it and be like, all right, I got 20 likes off that. I got 2 follows. All right. So next video, boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay. I got 40. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care either way because I'm looking at the end goal. I just want to become great at this. Whatever comes after that, I'm all good with. So just show up. Don't be discouraged. And this is coming from a guy like, my birthday came. I haven't done a podcast since my birthday. Oh, that was the one that didn't work. So yeah, my birthday, August 25th came and went, turned 32 years old. Can we get some hand claps for that? There we go. Yeah, so turned 32. We went to the Chris Brown concert, Little Baby. Dope. And then we went to a cowboy theme party. So, I was dressed to the nines, I had my hat, all that stuff. Pretty cool. But something weird happened. It was like the way I describe it is I've done podcasts before, like full time rapping and making beats. And if you create content or if you chase this, you might be able to relate to this. But you start off, maybe in real life, but you start off hot. You're motivated. You're like, let's go. And then it's almost like you get towards this time of the year where it starts to get a little cooler, more gloomier, the holidays, more parties, more things. And you just find yourself kind of like packing it in for the end of the year as if you've done anything, right? As if I'd done anything. And the week leading up to my birthday and like a week or two after, I hit a crazy funk, like not motivated. Didn't want to make videos, didn't have that fire, didn't have that urge. It was scary. I was literally like, holy shit, like, damn, I thought I beat this. I thought I rewired my mind. And You couldn't pay me to come in here to record. And then finally, I just came in and I wrote some scripts, did some videos, whatever. I think one of them did good, but just to get the ball rolling, I never forget that night I wrote 9 scripts in a row, which is basically 9 videos. Like, I've never been that far ahead. Normally, I come up right, everything's fresh. I just had all that stuff on my mind, wrote 9 in a row, and then boom, 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 do that. And then next thing you know, I'm in here doing 4 or 5 videos, TikToks, at the end, I'm back. But just even somebody like me who's preaching all this, show up and it looks like everything's going well, like those times are gonna come. Cause I'm not crazy. Like, I'm motivated, but I'm not crazy. Like, it's a lot of energy, money, and time that goes in this. And when you're not seeing the results, it's very demoralizing. It's very uninspiring. It's like, bruh, what the fuck, right? What the hell? Like, and then and then you scroll it, especially on TikTok. Oh my God. First of all, if you're not on TikTok, you should be on TikTok, 100%. It's not just a kids app. You're not just lip singing. You're not just dancing. It's you're missing the boat if you're not on TikTok. That's probably the last time I'm gonna say that, because I've told a lot of people and they haven't taken me seriously. So that's cool. But I'll do the same thing. Like the same video with the same thing, get nothing. And then you just see these people with their phone, no sets, you know what I'm saying? I try to add some light, try to make it perfect. You'll see them 285,000 likes. I'm just like, they did the same shit I did. I did the same shit they did. My shit was funnier, I felt. Mine was more presentable. But algorithm is so much out of your hand that I don't take it that personally. But yeah, man, you just gotta, I fought that because I was like, it's September, but now I felt like that was the first time in my life I've ever gotten over that hump. Normally I pack it in and then, the mixtape don't come out or the podcast. I'm locked in, bro. I'm excited. And yeah, I see, you hear it all the time. You see stuff people don't see, and you vision. I see it all, bro. I've seen it. I've seen my life. I've seen what it's gonna look like. I've seen the success. I've seen it all. I'm just trying to get there at this point. So, all is deeper. I know that a lot of stuff play into trying to show up and do what you have to do. I know people have kids, families, health, money, finances. Life happens. Life. So what I will say is show up as much as you can. How about that? I feel like that's a more realistic, motivational thing to say. Show up as much as you can. As much as life will allow you to. Whenever you feel like, oh, for the first time, I'm above water, show up. Right there. Don't use that time to be like, oh, I'm going to show up. Whatever that is, just show up. Just show up and try to just, I call it the snowball effect. Start at the top and just start going, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, man. Because at the end of the day, I love seeing people achieve their dreams. I do. I have a friend that went out to be a cycling instructor, and now they're a full blown like one of the coaches or whatever. They're on the other side of the bikes, and I'm like, that shit is so ill. I stress it to them enough. I don't know if they understand. Like, I like to see someone go from being nervous about it, not sure about it, and then just jumping in and then just doing it and then succeeding. And now it's part of their life. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do a long version of that, but like, that's inspiring to see. And I told him that it's super inspiring. I love it. I want to see everybody I've messed with, whatever your dreams are. Like, it's so cliche to say dreams and your ass, but like I can't explain it, bro. Like, Gary V shit, we're all gonna die. The life, how can I say? Like, there's 7 continents. This world is huge. Most people die and never leave their block, let alone a city, let alone a state. Some people never fly planes. Some people never go to LA, whatever the case may be, right? But like, understand that whatever's done happened to you in your life up until this point, and I'm not going to discount that at all. We all go through shit. So I'm not going to say toughen up, but just if you can just look past that, understand that like people are dropping like flies every day. And every day you are waking up, you're going somewhere, no one's kidnapping you, killing you. You are still living. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people that died young or family members that wish they was here that they wish they would have went out and did something. Like, you're letting the social constructs of what people think or and it could be you internally. You can have anxiety, you could be nervous, but I'm just here to tell you. And I know it's easier said than done. I get it. I promise you, I'm not one of those ignorant people like, hey, you sleeping on the couch all day. I'm not that guy, right? But I'm on the other side now, right? And so I'm looking at my friends and family members who I know have talents. I'm just like, man, if you would just get out of here and just get to the work and just post. First of all, you're gonna have my full support 100%. And I know I might not have the numbers to show, but I'm a vet when it comes to figuring out how to promote your shit, so I would help. I'm willing to help too. Certain people. Some of y'all, fuck y'all, y'all. But it's like, man, just go for it. And even if you fail, right? Let's say if it don't work, I can tell you, as a person that tried to rap and it didn't work, I still have those memories. I have videos. I have a picture in my room. I'm on a thing. I'm gonna be able to show my kids that. I'm gonna be able to look back at it. Like, it's cool. You went for it. Now you know for sure, like, this ain't for me or I'm not good enough. But don't psych yourself out, bro. And I probably say this. I probably sound like a broken record. But it's just I really care. I really do. I really want everybody to win. I have no ill will in my body, my heart. It's enough for everybody to eat. It's enough for all of us. What you do, your success don't stop my success and vice versa. That's truly how I feel. 100%. So, it was something else I was gonna say. Oh, yeah. Before we get out of here, fantasy updates. So, I'm taking the same approach I've taken in life with this and everything else. Just kind of more methodic, not methodic, just more calm and patient. I'm already a patient person, but just focusing on the bigger picture. Let's say that, right? Because before week one goes, I got blown out. One league I won. I blew somebody out in one league. But my main league, my $1,000 first place league, trophy league that I commissioned, I felt like my draft went good. I felt like my off-season trades went good. I went into that draft. I knew exactly who I wanted to pick every round. I'd never been more focused. I'd never been more dedicated to the process of a fantasy draft, right? And my team shit the bed first week. I think I lost like 100 and like 40 to 77. And I'm in dead last place. I scored the least amount of points, 12th place, 12 out of 12. And, that'll fuck you up a little bit. You like, damn, bro. Like, I thought, but I was like, you know what? I'm more patient now. So, I made some waiver pickups. I picked up Taysom Hill. They got him at tight end, but Taysom Hill is getting used as running backs. He's catching balls, and he might be on some trick plays and throwing balls. So, I don't think he's matchup proof yet, but I think I can use him at certain times. And I picked up the wide receiver that dropped the wide open touchdown from Aaron Rodgers, Watson. I think that's his name, because he looks like the best option. He's just young and he made a mistake, but I feel like once he gets rolling and gets Aaron Rodgers' trust, I feel like he's going to be the number one dude. Me personally, those are my two pickups. But my starting lineup, I haven't switched it out. Everybody's standing there. I'm trusting the process. I think we're going to bounce back this week. But I took a fat L this week. So I'm excited about fantasy football. I love fantasy football. I almost love fantasy football more than watching real football, just because I'm competitive and I feel like this is my team, fake commissioner, all that shit. But yeah, I'm excited about fantasy, and I'm still trying to figure out, because I had a goal to make videos talking about, Sunday recap and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, again, checking myself at the door. There are people who are dedicated to this shit that does it way better, way more information, way detailed, way more cooler. And I'm just like that. And plus it becomes dated. Like, you make a video and you're talking about a Sunday recap, and Monday morning, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows. And you're probably thinking, well, a lot of people do that. Well, no, a lot of my content, I just talk about topics. You know what I'm saying? The mermaid topic, somebody can come listen to that a month from now and feel away or whatever. When I make videos inspiring and say work and grind and, focus on yourself, that's timeless. And I try to write timeless things, so I'm not dating myself. So I'm trying to figure out how to follow football my way, to give to without dating it and something original. And that's kind of how I move. Everything I try to do, I try to think of a way to do it as closest to how I would do it as possible. So there's no comparisons and there's no coming up short because I'm reinventing the wheel in a sense, right? So there's that. I won't know if this audio is good until I stop because I don't have any live producers. It's all me. I got the headphones on, so it should be. I have no idea. I have no idea why it didn't. But this is technically the August episode because it messed up, and then I'm going to do another podcast the last Monday of September. But that is my schedule. So one podcast a month until I build my audience, till they want more from me. One podcast a month. The last Monday, it will drop the last Monday of every month. And again, like I said at the beginning, Who Got the Aux Media for YouTube videos. I do how-to videos and shorts, and the full episode actually of these videos go on YouTube, so you can see me. You can see my setup. I'm proud of my new setup. Check it out. I didn't say this in the beginning, but whogottheaux.com. That is where you will see all the full episodes, audio versions of the previous episodes and this one. And then Who Got the Aux, one word, TikTok. Check me out, Instagram and Facebook, and then Who Got the Aux _ for Twitter. I will tell you, don't really use Twitter. I feel like the videos that I make is what a Twitter status would be. So we're going to see. I just held the handle down, and that's it. I have a Clubhouse thing. I did that during the pandemic. I do this. I mean, this is Clubhouse, right? So until then, catch me. You know, I'm making 2 or 3 short form videos a day. So I'm super consistent on that front. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, topics, or go watch old stuff, and I'm doing more ticky-tacky stuff too. So I have my talking heads, but then I'm doing some stitches and I'm doing reactions and stuff like that because I'm figuring out how to use TikTok basically. So if you want to see more personality, more funny shit, check me out on TikTok, Who Got the Aux. Till next time, man, it's been fun. I was excited to do this episode. I was excited to record this new shit. And thank you for everybody that support me. If you need any help, any advice, and you know we have a good relationship, hit me up because you got to be specific. Some people just don't give a fuck. Till next time, episode 35. I'll see y'all at episode 36. Peace out.